Hi, everybody.
Hey everybody, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with,
Oberon.
and me, Banshee,
Hello.
and my unlit tree.
Yes, the only thing that's lit is... Okay, never mind.
Is what?
You, when you couldn't find something you needed.
I know, I was missing something.
Ha ha ha.
My magic wand, but it's back.
So, greetings, everyone.
Greetings everyone, welcome to the show. Getting ready to go here. I'm going to use the Lenormand tiles backed by popular demand or special request for something smaller.
Well, it helps with laying out the
It
cards
does.
sometimes.
It
It's
does.
a lot of cards to lay out there.
This is true.
Hi, Buddy Blue.
Hi, Buddy Blue. I'll get you on the list. All right. I was just about to add another deck to my mix here. All right. Let's read one from... Well, let's go with this. Let's go with the Threadbound Oracle today. Oh, goodness. By Cedar McLeod, I believe is his name. Yes. And Luminous Spirit Tarot.com.
Sure, that's fine. Thanks. Hi, Shreya. I will put you on the list.
Oh, okay, that's awesome, buddy. I mean, I'm sorry. Just let us know. Oh boy. Hi, Shreya. You and Buddy Blue will get on the list.
Reading.
Okay, again,
Thank
this
you.
is the
We appreciate
Threadbound
everyone.
Oracle.
Right. For the card for the collective.
Let's see what I get. The Seven of Ink.
Hello, indeed.
The Seven of Ink is about accomplishment, realization, pride, and big letters, illumination. The Seven of Ink is the card of illumination, referring less to the presence of light and more to illuminated manuscripts, bringing to mind a beautiful, complete work of art that is most beautiful when taken as a whole. Illumination brings big realizations to the forefront, making things clearer, and gives us something to be proud of. With this card in its awakened state, you've accomplished your goals and can see just how far you've come, how hard you've worked to make that happen. There's an element of reflection, of gazing back at past versions of ourselves and taking pride in who we've become. We can see what it was all for in the end. This card encourages you to be confident in all that you've done.
So, what is it sort of relate to? Illumination or ink?
Well,
Is
illumination
it
is about
is
accomplishment,
it cups? Is
realization,
it
and pride.
wands?
They talk in terms of completed manuscripts and how, depending on the illustrations and how beautiful the whole package is.
But the seven of ink is the seven of what?
No, it's not. It's an oracle.
I see.
It's an oracle. So it's not related to the tarot.
Okay, well, I'm not sure I can comment on it.
Okay, then I will, because I see something very important here. And I think what it's saying is, the beauty is not just in your accomplishment itself, it's in the whole package of what it took for you to get there, to create that wonderful thing for yourself. And so, sometimes we need to reflect not just on our accomplishments themselves, but that entire package, that whole journey of getting there, what you have put together to make that happen. And, when I think about it too, it's really funny because I have a 50th anniversary of my high school reunion coming up, which some friends are wanting me to go to. And I've already seen people out there just speaking of their lives and what they've accomplished, their family, what they have. And I mean, I think it's a little bit about that. I mean, I'm not one to go on pontificate out there and writing about my great achievements in life, but I'm very proud of where I am and I'm very proud of what I have been through. And that's what counts. You need to process that. You need to grok it. You really don't need that external validation, but you know what? I don't feel bad about people who want to be loud and proud about what they've done.
Very well put.
It's what I have for the collective. So, however you want to celebrate it, celebrate it. All right. Oh, I was forgetting something.
And Libra is up first, Libra cusp.
Yes, she is. Did you post the list? Oh.
I did not. You do that. You're lucky I maintain it for you.
Ah, only momentarily. There.
And Libra's question is, what's coming towards me? So I think we're going to do the 1, 2, 3. Your reading or the
Okay, if
reading
you desire.
you gave us.
If I see something else, I might deviate, but it's okay. The tiles.
I'm going to use my Murder of Crows tarot.
Ooh. Okay.
What's coming towards Libra?
Oh, that just popped out. I'm going to take it.
Our first card is the 5 of Pentacles, and it is upright. So what's coming towards you? I feel there's a sense of really feeling isolated or even possibly estranged or ostracized from certain situations. Maybe someone's picking on you, maybe somebody's trying to avoid you, or you're feeling the same way pretty much too, like you just sort of feel, there's no value right now in particular connection you might have. It could just be a chilling out time.
What is that? I can rely on you sometimes for these things. What is the saying? Necessity is the mother of invention. And that's what I feel here when I look at this card for you, Libra. Necessity is the mother of invention. I think, sometimes our needs make us realize we have to do certain things to accommodate them. And if you feel like you're lacking in any area of your life, whether it's financial, whether it's even with health concerns, the necessity of having to fix that problem will have you, think outside the box, or should. This card is problematic sometimes in that we really focus too much on the problem as opposed to how to invent a solution. And so, sometimes though when things are tough, we get to that point. So let's see where the other cards take us. Why is this
All right,
important?
so why is this important then? And it is the upright Queen of Cups.
Okay, that's great here because I feel that again, if you put your emotions in the right place. So why is this important? Is you need to put your emotions in the right place so that you can find a way out of present difficulties, whatever they are. If it's the isolation that Mr. O speaks of, or if it's some other lack in your life, which I spoke of, this is putting your emotions in the right place is important and not letting this totally take you into such a point of despair that you can't see the light, at the end of the tunnel.
Right. It really is about, looking at, what is coming towards you, and rather than feeling that need to necessarily make big changes, to maybe sit with it in your emotions a little bit, to look for that pause that gives a little bit of serenity. And so this is maybe asking you to view yourself from outside a little bit, view yourself as you want to see yourself in other people's eyes, maybe trying to understand the emotions of the situation that may be causing this too, and seeing where something more peaceful or more warming can take place.
So where are things headed?
And it's the Seven of Wands.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I think so.
You know, that's a really healthy sign here because what it's saying is that, by making sure your head's in the right place or your heart's in the right place and, really truly looking for the light here that is available to you, you will put yourself in a better space. You'll put yourself in a better position. Now, that's not to say there won't be struggles along the way, things trying to bring you down, but if you have your heart and head in the right place and you work constructively towards bettering your conditions, they will remain so. They will remain
I
so.
can't really say it any better than that. This is really finding where the emotional part of your reasoning or your logic or your IQ has a little bit of precedence over other things, like just some other way of dealing with situations. And it means it will put you ahead when you're able to maybe more calmly or serenely understand what's triggering yours or other people's emotions. You can kind of rise above the fray, hopefully. Ah, the Lenormand. Well, there are mice.
Well, you like to put them at the end of these readings, so that's why I held off.
Oh, that's right, because it's this reading. And here's the crossroads. So we have the crossroads leading us towards mice.
You know what, basically, Libra, what this is saying is it's not easy. It certainly is a struggle to figure out which direction is the right one to take. The mice here shows that you're stressing out this decision, on how to move forward and how to change your, circumstances for the better is stressing you out a little bit. But really, all I'm going to say is something I'm actually going to say for our card for the collective for tomorrow in my interpretation. I've had this in my head all day is follow your true north. Go with the direction you know is right for you, is right for the people that are you care about. Taking it all into account, there is one true path that's right for you. And, you can eliminate a lot of stress just by going with your heart and your head on this one.
So a lot of this leads me to believe, like the crossroads are in the Lenormand, that it kind of puts you in a position of making a certain choice or going a certain way. And so all you need to remember, of course, is that although you are standing above in certain ways, it's not going to be without some small amount of anxieties there. Some of this could just be some relationships or aspects of relationships may change a little bit for a while, but you should keep on keeping on. I agree. Hi, Jamie's.
Oh, hi, Jamie. I didn't see you there.
So that's what we have for you, Libra. Good luck with that.
All right. Let me get the list out.
Yes, and Ari has also joined us too.
Jackie is up.
And there's our list. Thank you.
Is my solar plexus chakra imbalanced?
Hi,
Oh,
Shirley.
it's funny. I'm going to use my crystal deck for that one. Let's see what it says. I may have to do a yes no if it's not very clear.
We've added you to the list, Shirley, and good morning or afternoon.
Hi, Shirley.
Excuse me. And I need those Lenormand when you have a chance.
Oh, yeah, sure. There you go.
Right. Huh. Okay, we'll get to that in a little bit, Jamie's.
All right. So is the solar plexus chakra blocked? Well, you've got the Eight of Cups upright, and it's interesting here. It says on here as an affirmation, I accept my situation without resistance. It's interesting. You also have the Ace of Swords upright here, which says, I'm ready for a breakthrough for success. And gosh, they're all upright. What the heck?
Well, that's nice.
They're not all upright in the deck, though. And the Three of Wands is upright. The Garnet. I have the energy I need to realize my goals. Well, what am I to make of this? Let's see what the Lenormand says on a practical matter. I'm curious. The anchor.
The anchor.
Oh.
And the bear.
I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure. You know, I'm seeing a little bit of no, I don't even say I almost would say no. Um what do you say?
Well, it doesn't look like it is. It sort of looks like this might just be a moment, really, where things are shifting to a more power stance in certain respects. Most of those cards look like you're gaining an upper hand,
Yeah.
but you're also holding yourself to, I think, your core strength in a way, the anchor and the bear.
I think that's saying you right now are in a very strong place chakra wise. You know, if we're relating this to the chakras, this is really
So
empowerment.
maybe it's just a feeling that you don't experience exactly like this too often, or it's the shifting of Mercury going back to direct too.
Yeah, you know, if you're feeling like things are out of sort, I would say here is to do some more meditation, try to take, you know, and maybe work on some chakra alignment anyway. I mean, it does not hurt to do this. You know, I was going to follow this program, but I kind of fell off on it. I kind of followed it a little bit of aligning the chakras weekly, aligning with the chakras weekly. And this particular book that I was reading actually had you focus on a particular chakra each day of the week. So, you know, that there were certain powers and energies that would come to play that day. You might want to find that kind of rhythm for yourself, you know, and if you feel the need to work on a particular chakra, you know, then maybe there's a particular day that you attune that to. But at any rate, so I would think of maybe higher practices to work on with the chakras when I see the Eight of Cups here.
Yeah.
And with the Ace of Swords here, I'm thinking there's victory in doing that. There's more success in doing that. And maybe possibly it might shed light on what may need more balancing. You know, maybe it's not even your that chakra that's out of balance. Maybe it's something else. Maybe that's why we're getting such positive cards here.
Well, maybe the idea that you sensed or thought maybe there was an imbalance there is really the idea that something is kicking in or jump starting to oomph even. So like maybe there's a little bit of a pause before the oomph happens and you're sensing that as an imbalance, but it's not really.
And the Three of Wands, it may be that I'm wondering, with the Three of Wands here, it just makes me feel like maybe you're just feeling, maybe what I'm wondering here is if you're feeling something that is to come. You know how sometimes when you
Yeah.
look at the Three of Wands, I think of it a card of anticipating something. And so I'm wondering here if maybe you're getting a little bit ahead of yourself. So you know what? Forewarned is forearmed. Maybe you feel like something is going to set it off.
And therefore that's why the anchor and the bear are showing up to kind of have you, guard on that.
Hmm. Sometimes we get these premonitions in advance. I mean, when I think about it, I knew for a while, there were so many things happening in my life when I got the cancer, before I got the cancer diagnosis, losing my job, etc. And I kind of felt, I was looking for excuses for why certain things didn't feel right to me. But I think I was getting nudges in my cards and otherwise, health wise, that something was off with my health. And then it got uncovered at my physical. So, I mean, sometimes we get a head start feeling that something is going to go wrong. And so pay attention to that feeling you have and maybe give some extra support and elevation to that chakra. But I don't see a problem right now. I really don't.
Good luck.
So good luck with that. Jefferson's up.
Hi, Jefferson. And I think you want to know about next week.
You're welcome, Jackie.
You are very welcome. So what's coming next week for Jefferson? Okay, I'm going to use the English Magic Tarot. Thanks for all your support, Jackie.
Yes,
Appreciate
Jackie,
it.
thank you. I think I'm leaning towards the end of this month to do a tarot talks for. I know not everybody is interested in that because it's people who really kind of dabble with the tarot and stuff that come along, but we play games with the tarot. Really, almost every level of user of tarot or interest in the tarot might be able to get something out of this session. It will be a Google meeting, I think, because I get a little bit more time to spend with people on Google Meets. And so I'll probably be doing that, and it will probably be the last week of August.
Probably a Wednesday night. That may be the best night for me to be able to get there too.
Well, I like to do it 2 times in a week so that I can get people to come at different times, a night and a day. So it might be Wednesday and Friday of that week.
Hi, Mysterious Queen.
Hey, Mysterious Queen, good to see you. I'll get you on the list.
Not too badly. All right, so Jefferson wanted to know what's coming next week.
Yep.
And our first card is the upright Four of Coins,
Okay.
followed by the reversed Three of Cups,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
and then the reversed Five of Swords. Ouch, that's not good.
I forgot what the question was already.
What's coming next week?
Oh, wow. Well, trouble a little bit, Jefferson. Um, I want to focus right on the bad stuff, obviously, get that out of the way, maybe, and talk about that because it does relate.
I
I
think so.
think here you may feel that you're lacking support from others in the week ahead, and that actually, to some extent, people are very resistant to maybe some of your goals or what you want to get done, or in helping you out in some way. There's a lot of resistance here or agitation with that Five of Swords reversed, right? And so, I think here it may be time for you to kind of hold back on maybe doing something that was rather important to you. You may want to hold back for a while till either you can get the support you need or, you can work around it.
A lot of this feels like it could be possible that this comes because of some interactions with either people who are friends or maybe people who are more likely acquaintances, and there's sort of disagreements or there's sort of a feeling like unraveling, and maybe people, including yourself, are positioning. So it really seems like there's some sort of interpersonal squabble going on that has a little bit of high stakes a little bit. You might find that maybe people are isolating or people are not wanting, to deal directly. And so like Banshee says, I think this is a time for you to hold back because I also feel other people are too, maybe that this is the overall idea that maybe some people are pulling in for some reason. I'm not sure what the cause of that is. It could just be disagreements in general.
Well, your goals and dreams are important to you, absolutely, and that's this Four of Coins. They're precious to you. So, sometimes it pays to hold off till the time is right. And, I can't rule out, I mean, Mercury is going direct on the 11th, but it's still going to be in its shadow phase. So it might be affecting communications or our relations
Point.
with others to a certain extent here. And look who came back.
So the mice are back to cause more bits of
I don't know
havoc.
why they're hanging on to me today, but anyway.
But there's a stork too, and so this
Well,
could
what
be
does that
saying
say?
the beginning of this stuff. Yes.
Beginnings could be problematic this week, could cause more stress and tension than it's worth. So now
Floating back.
now the good news is the mice is about temporary conditions. So I do think that as difficult as it might be to face up to this week, it's only temporary. So you'll be able to, once you get past this energy, you'll be able to maybe work on your goals. But for now, it's probably more problematic than it's worth to get involved in that this week.
Next week sounds like too many parts are moving too fast and you're getting shuffled around, and you might want to wait another week or so before any initiation things, or people's emotional situations come to a better point where they can interact better. It's probably the Mercury retrograde, like we're indicating. All right, good luck,
Good luck with
Jefferson.
that. I don't know. That was kind of weird. So just know that this won't last. It will not last.
Right, that's what's important to take away from that.
Yeah.
All right, so
All
we
right. Noha is up. Hi, Noha.
I know how.
There he goes.
I think you gave us a question. Let's see. Where is it? Noha, did we get a question from you?
Oh,
Anything positive coming my way? Okay,
okay.
so kind of like a general with that thought in mind, is anything positive coming your way?
Well, let's take a look.
Let's cross our fingers and take a look. And yes, I respect that, you're having some situations that you mentioned too. So a lot of that is probably, as we've been saying, Mercury as well as some other planets have had particularly bad aspects, retrogrades or things. So this could be a lot of, people's situations right now.
Oops. Okay, we have the Four of Swords upright. Okay, we have Temperance reversed. And we have the Ten of Pentacles reversed. Okay.
In the Lenormand, we have a signifier, the lady. That could be you, that could be somebody else. And we also have the sun, so that's kind of positive.
I like this. No, it does lighten up the reading considerably, but I do think there is a piece of good news here in that Four of Swords, believe it or not. I feel like you're finally able to pull back away from maybe some issues related to finances, family, things that have been causing a little bit of imbalance. If there's been, some stress in the household, that's going to maybe ease up a little bit. You're going to be able to pull back from that, or you're going to be able to successfully bring peace, get peace to return once more. If there has been problems with finances or business matters, you're really stressed out on the job. I feel as though, taking time away would probably be the best thing for you right now. If you can take vacation day, if you can give yourself a little time out from things, that is the good news it looks like you might be able to. So if you can, I really think it will pick up your mood. It will bring more balance and harmony to situations. The sun is indicating everything will come out okay in the end, but you do need to find a way to just kind of pull back and unwind a little bit and decompress.
It's definitely about a matter of perspective. Even if you are not able to take time off or to take a vacation, even for a day or two, you might need to find a way to go into your own self, your own perspective, and kind of chill. For yourself, spend time, trying to think through the course of events. There does seem to be some intemperate moods that may be going on around you. There may be people who feel neglected or people who feel that they need something right now. It's not necessarily for your part to have to do that, but you might have to see how maybe, removing yourself one way or the other, the perspective thing, can help you adjust to that. And I do feel like we're saying here with that sun, that maybe this sense of a peace of mind or a sense of calming or getting out of the picture slightly, if at all, can lighten your mood. I sure hope so.
I sure hope so. I think that things will start looking up, but you really need to kind of just relax a little bit. Take some of the pressure, whether you're putting pressure on yourself or other people have been putting pressure on you. Find a way to pull away from that a little bit, lighten things up, and I think that you'll be feeling a whole lot better. So good luck with that.
Good luck, Noah.
All right. And Buddy Blue is up. And yeah, Shirley, you can change your question. That's not a problem.
I believe Shirley already did.
Yep,
so
I saw
good.
it there.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, so Buddy Blue is up, and let's see. I think he put a question in too. Spirit, when will my dad be home in the States? I have a lot of personal stuff. Okay, that was the other thing you're going to write to us about. So basically, you want to know when your father is coming back by. Hopefully, we can tell you that. That's a when question. Do you have any idea?
No, I don't, but I mean,
Other your other cards, maybe.
maybe.
All right, so let's throw the three though and
Let's
see.
throw the three and see how it goes. Yeah. Oh my goodness. We might get a clue with some of this with the cards.
Right. It's the upright lovers. It's the Two of Pentacles upright. And it's the King of Swords upright. So I'm glad they're all upright.
And there's a male figure here.
Yeah.
I do not know if your father happens to be an air sign, but it could mean some other things too. Are there any kind of legalities or things holding him back from coming back to the States? Is there something like that? If there is, I think it will work out, advantageously. The King of Swords is upright here. Or also, this could indicate, is it up to your dad to make this choice? I mean, it's when he decides.
Well, the interesting thing is both of those two cards can be about decisions or choices.
Yeah.
This one sounds maybe more of an emotional choice. This one could be maybe more of one with a legal distinction or some other kind of distinction.
So the choice could be his. The choice could be up to legal matters, maybe getting a passport or whatever, the case may be, getting the proper papers to get in here. I mean, honestly, I fear leaving the country right now just because of all the craziness going on here. When I get back in, I don't know.
Either their being able to come back helps balance or restore a situation. Maybe it's good for a sense of business being taken care of or being done. I don't think there's anything that implicitly gives us a clue as to why, unless you see something or when.
Well, and I think here too, he's got to make sure everything is just right, for him to come back. I kind of think too. Ah.
Okay, so you're giving us some info there. Boy, it's always this kind of a story with a second wife. I hate it. Usually, I hate to generalize. Yeah, I'm sure.
So he's got a, oh, I see. So that's the balance that has to be restored,
Yeah.
before he
And
can
it's that
come.
physicality, the pentacles.
So I wonder too, because sometimes um, the swords can be about surgery, the need for surgery or something else, some medical need. It can mean that. Um,
Does the lovers sort of indicate the choice about whether this new wife, is involved somewhere along the way? Does he have a possible feeling like he needs to honor her somehow in this equation, this question, or is there a concern she has about coming back to the States?
well, this is very interesting to me. Now that I'm looking at the Lenormand too, you'll, let me go first with this one, but we've got the garden and we got the dog. And I really feel here, that somebody out there, whether it's you, whether it's somebody where he's at right now, needs to be more an advocate for him, needs to
Yeah.
be more somebody out there. The garden is just saying, whether even this is somebody, like for example, in the States, it would be like the social services department or something like that. Somebody needs to advocate for him out there to ensure that everything is right so that he can get the care he needs. And I don't know if that's his wife. His wife might feel that, she's doing the right thing by him. I mean, I'm not going to rule that out, but from what you say, it does sound a little bit dubious. So I do feel it almost maybe needs to be an outsider because the garden is here. Somebody out there, where he's at now, who can advocate for him and make sure
From public
that
policy
his
point of view,
best
maybe.
interests are being looked after here. So that's what I see. Let's see if I can find anything here with the timing cards.
That's very interesting. Yeah, we look forward to that. If you were trying to send us, maybe it was a file that was too large, you might have to figure out if you can reduce the file. That could be, but normally I think people are able to usually send us
Oh,
certain
yeah.
photo files. So every once in a while, I get that when I'm uploading. This file's too large to upload to blah, blah, blah. But we're going to try to see if we can narrow it down a little bit with the one idea. Yeah, I guess everything does happen for a reason. I almost wonder too if maybe the idea of the lovers sort of pertains to the idea that she has a certain amount of control over his decisions, and that might play a part. What do you got?
Did we just have a new moon or full moon?
Full moon.
It was, 'cause
Yesterday
that's
or
why we're
today?
going into fourth quarter, aren't we? Well, it's tough and it's hard to say because I've got before the next new moon,
Well,
which would
that's
be
two
coming up in
weeks.
2 weeks,
Approximate.
to 8 months. My goodness, that seems like a long time. So I don't know here.
Especially if, the medical need is becoming urgent.
I would maybe ask again. Right now, I think the prospects, because we've got some cards here that are pretty good, but they're just a little bit ambiguous in that it has to do with the right decisions being made and the right choices. Considering the Lovers is upright, though, and the King of Swords is upright, I have a feeling, the right moves could be made so that this can happen. So I would just say to you, when I look at something like this before the next new moon in the next 8 months, if I go with what this reading is saying, I would say probably within the next 3 months, something like that. I wouldn't go as far as 8 months. I just have a feeling here it would be much sooner, according to what I see in the cards. But a lot is going to depend on who's really looking out for your father's best interests here. So.
We'll take a look at your email later and get
Yeah.
back to you.
Good luck with that.
Good luck. Shreya is up.
Yes.
And let's see if Shreya left us a question. Hi, Shreya. We have added you, so if you have a question for us, now's a good time to throw it out there. Thank you, Jackie. That's very sweet of you. Thank you, everyone who can send energy or consideration for Buddy Blue's father's situation.
Huh. Yeah, I
Well,
guess Shreya.
we'll give you
Shreya.
another minute, but we might have to put you down on the list if you don't chime in shortly.
Well, so we are going to have an unhappy hour next week because it's going to be fourth quarter moon at the end of the week.
It'll be on Saturday, right?
And so, yes, it'll come out the same day as our happy hour show, which, by the way, is later next week.
Right. So there was a dilemma over which would be broadcast first.
But happy hour will be at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next week because Mr. O is working the morning shift.
Thank you,
And at some
Jackie.
point during the day or evening, the unhappy hour will surface the video.
And thank you, Jackie, for your sweet thoughts.
Well, Shreya, I guess I will for now put you at the end of the list.
Yeah,
If you
we
do
don't have
come
a
in.
super long list, so if you come back, hopefully you will, and we'll have you.
I have to move on to Ari, who's
Hey,
been posting
Eric.
a lot of stuff there. I'll take a look. All right. Whoops. Dang it. There it goes.
Well, you're right about that because I wasn't super close to my dad. I probably prayed a lot more for my mom, of course.
Oh, and not only that, you spoke of Alzheimer's disease. And of
Um,
course, my mom went through like about 15 years of Alzheimer's disease dementia. So I understand. And not only that, my mother's family had about 5 members in her family, her other siblings, her 10 siblings, well, 9 siblings, counting her, I'm sorry, who had some form of dementia. So that plays a very important role in my life as well. I know how hard that is to deal with.
all right, so it's your deck, and Ari asks, "Why was Stephen, another Aries, such a jerk to me?" When I asked him why he was no longer texting me, I confronted him for ignoring me too, and he continued to be a jerk. He came off as a nice person at some point, so I don't know why he was so rude this time. I mean, he was working, but still, he's in the wrong for ghosting me like that. Agree. I'm so tired of the ghosting concept.
All right, let's see.
Well, let's see if we can find out what Stephen the Aries is up to. Yeah, it really is, and Shirley, I'm addressing Shirley. Um, my mom had a little bit, my dad had a little bit, but it wasn't anything like Banshee's mom. Um, and sometimes I doubt, what the diagnosis was that was given them per another relative of mine. Sometimes I think uh, doctors or clinicians don't always give you the exact information because they think you'll deal with something better if you understand it from that perspective. And so they may not tell you exactly what it is, but something that you can wrap your head around. Almost everybody knows what Alzheimer's is.
Such a roller coaster time in my life, really. I just call them the Alzheimer years because some of those years were very lost to me. And I was trying so hard to keep it together all the way around, but, you know, You only can do what you can. And I'm talking to somebody right now from time to time on Twitter who's taking care of their father. And, it's a rough road for them because they can't afford assisted living and the things eventually we ended up using for my mom. But it's a rough road when you have many years of that and you just watch the slow, steady decline. It's hard on you as well as them.
I don't know if
Painful.
this is helpful, Shirley, but there's a book called The 36-Hour Day, and it's mostly for people who are actual caretakers, but it describes the idea that your day is never ending. It goes beyond 24 hours.
My mom would always act out. It was really, when she was in the nursing home, it was most noticeable. But whenever she would lose an ability of some sort, like walking, Shirley, she would lash out at people. She would get angry and lash out. So I always knew something was coming before it happened because she would always get aggressive and angry. And then suddenly she couldn't walk anymore. She had to be wheeled around and stuff. So, yeah, but that doesn't work the same for everybody. And that's the thing. Every Alzheimer's patient is unique and different in how they go through this. But there are stages and progressions to the disease.
Alrighty.
Well, the chariot is reversed here. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. Airy. The Two of Cups is reversed here. Everything's reversed. And I figured that way because you're asking, okay, remember what I've spoken to before about Ari? You asked why he was such a jerk. You immediately colored the reading and it picked up on that energy. It really did. He was a jerk. So why was he a jerk? Because you know what? He's I don't want to say he's not an honest partner, but what I want to say is he doesn't handle his relationships well. He's not, he's very selfish in some ways and self-centered rather than trying to be, a part of a love team, right? Wouldn't you just say that?
Right. To me, that chariot reverse says he has no motivation to try to be in a better kind of relationship or situation, or that he really is just in the wrong direction. He's in the wrong lane.
Well, I would say because you're asking why he was a jerk to you, I think that Temperance is saying because he's all over the map here emotionally and physically. He's not together. There's a lot of imbalance in him. So maybe he seemed like a nice person, an all right guy, but people wear masks every day, right? Every day we got to wear a mask in order to succeed in life. People have expectations about how you need to act on a job, how you need to act with other people, etc. He was wearing a mask to maybe look better than what was truly going on inside of him.
I really like that. I think that's a good way of looking at those chariot energies, that he was masquerading as somebody who was more interested in achievements or moving ahead.
You know what? I actually was thinking of Temperance there, but talking
But they
about the
work both
chariot.
ways, though, in a way. I think
Right.
that works too.
I think the chariot is saying here he just decided for himself that this relationship with you was going to go nowhere good for him. He just didn't seem to
Yeah, I like
be,
that too.
his expectations or maybe what his desires were, he felt weren't going to be met. And it's because he's such an imbalanced, kind of selfish, self oriented sort of person that's why this happened.
Okay, so we got the birds and the moon.
Well, clearly here, I think that, you know, he is he definitely was communicating and looking for romance. Was he just looking for sex? Was he just looking for an encounter? Was he now looking for something more serious? It's hard for me to say here. You know, I feel like he talked a good romantic talk for a while there, or seemed nice, like he wanted to get to know you. But underneath, really, and it is kind of odd here, I don't want to say that maybe he was talking about you or whatever to others. Sometimes the birds can be about gossip or whatever. Maybe here he had good intentions, but after communicating with you, he just, went into his selfish mode and decided, I'm not into, this relationship. I need my needs to be met and my needs alone.
There's a feeling here that he's either really immature, or if he's a little bit older, like if he's later in his 20s, he may be going through his first Saturn return. And so he's sort of acting out because he doesn't understand he's supposed to grow up still. And even though the moon has a rather fixed meaning in the Lenormand, I'm going to borrow a little bit of its legendary changing, the changing moodiness of the moon to indicate that he's just not very serious right now. He seems to be volatile and easy to change or transmute. He hasn't really settled on the best way to communicate with people, and so that ends up being, miscommunications that hurt people.
Yeah, yeah. At any rate, you're better off without this person. It's pretty clear to me. You're better off without this person. So nothing good with these cards. I mean, yeah, the Lenormand, because it's again talking about, when you did communicate, you thought everything was rosy. And, he kind of spoke that way. But, you know, then he did the ghosting thing. Then he just decided, nah, I'm going where I feel somebody's going to put me on a pedestal.
Hi, Cherry B.
It's kind of sad. Hi, Cherry B. Good to see you. That's what we have for you, Aries.
All right.
I know sometimes you decry the negative cards, but sometimes the negative cards come up when they're meant to come up. And I think that guy was no good for you ultimately, no matter what kind of initial impressions he left with you. So you're better off. You are better off that he's gone.
No, it's not. We got you on the list, Cherry.
Yep, I'll get you there. Jamie's is up.
Hi, Tanya. We can put you on the list.
Tanya, too. We'll get you both on the list.
Thanks for joining us this afternoon, Detroit Wise.
Okay, I'm going to
You're
get the
welcome.
list out right now. All right, here we go. So, did Jamie have a question somewhere?
I think so. Let's take a look. Oh, why do we got the balloons?
I don't know. Is it something I'm doing?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Our our show is haunted, but balloons aren't a bad thing, so we'll take them.
All right, so we just need the question from Jamie's, which I didn't see there. Did you post it? Because I'm not seeing it.
No, maybe Jamie's just watching from the background,
Could be.
or they're typing it now.
Well, Jamie's, if you're here, I'll give you a minute. Meanwhile, I will mention that we are back here Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. Also, we are currently up to 841 followers, so we appreciate that very much. Keep it coming.
Well, Jamie, and you know what, Jamie, I know sometimes you just want to watch from the background, and I don't want you to ever feel you can't engage in the chat, but it's good to let us know if you're just here to watch or if you've got a question, just so we know. That would be really helpful and appreciated. appreciated. All right.
All right, then I guess we're going to move on to Shirley.
Hey, Shirley.
Hi, Shirley. And you asked if you could change your question.
Oh, about the weight.
Right.
20.
And congratulations on your journey. That's great. 20. That's great. Um, will you lose another 20 in the next 30 to 60 days? All right, let's
Okay.
take a look at that. And of course, we could do that as a straight yes or no. What do you think we should do?
Um, let's do then the longer yes or no if we're
All
going to
right.
do it.
Okay.
I thought it was my deck.
No.
Oh, I did.
Oh, wait,
That's
you're
right.
right. I think.
No, wait, we just did Airy, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was my deck. So you're
All
right.
right.
Got it. Actions 18 to 19 pounds that you've lost. Well, still, congratulations on that. I'm still holding at a 10-pound loss that I had a while back. I haven't gone any further. So I'd like to go a little further.
Hi, Sonali.
Oh, I Sonali will add you.
My weight fluctuates within a 5 or pound range lately.
Pick mine, please. Can you handle that?
Ah, so basically, we would just do a general and see what you should know, I guess. Okay,
What are you talking about?
Jamie's Cowboys?
Did he ask for a general here?
No, but how would you interpret that?
Can you pick mine, please? Were you asking right now if we'd read for you? We've been calling you, so I don't know what you're asking. We were looking for your question, but couldn't find it.
I think Jamie's Cowboys wants us just to throw some cards and tell her what they mean.
Do what you're going to do
General.
then, because I haven't. What?
General.
Okay.
It's
Then hold off, Shirley. We're going to do Jamie's since Jamie's here. Jamie, you got to respond when we ask for you. I'm sorry. We went beyond you because.
Hi, Namira. Don't do the audible sigh, my dear.
No, I will.
It looks like somebody's being bickery all on her own.
Now I've lost count of people too because of all this.
Aww.
All right. Got the list back to normal. All right.
Banshee's just being banchery.
I'm going to be cranky like one of our former moderators was some time to
We
time.
only had one, so you just revealed who they were.
Well, they were cranky from time to time.
Yes, they were. All right, so I'm doing Jamie's general first, and then we're going to go right to Shirley's question. Thank you, Shirley. I hope you don't mind. Yeah, that's right. LOL.
Hey, we Aries, we have our moments, okay? Scorpios are not the only ones.
All right. Here's the general reading. Thank you, Shirley. It's the Queen of Swords upright. It's the King of Coins upright.
Queen of Swords upright, the King of Coins upright.
And it's the King of Cups upright. So you have
Wow.
all court cards, and they're all upright.
A lot of either interactions with people or, you know, some of the things that that symbolizes. Let's throw this out there too.
The fish and the cross.
Okay. So I know you've got a lot of stuff going on, Jamie, you know, for sure. And I think here you've got to make sure you're making wise choices and decisions, that people are looking out for your best interests here. And is that the King of
Cups.
Cups? Okay. But I think here, looking at this, it looks as though you are putting together maybe a team that is going to make things right. You know, possibly financially, possibly emotionally. I sense that there could be some emotional healing here. I sense also that, you know, there could be some financial gain here. But, you know, and it comes from, I really want to put this all together because I don't know if this has to do with your legal cases or something else going on, but it seems to come from some grief that you have gone through, some difficulties, some crises in your life. And now, you know, there's some money coming because of that. It does sound like a settlement of some sort to me, people coming to an agreement.
I like what Banshee said about the team approach, and I do feel that's fine because we know, and you put a little mention there about, the sheriff investigating the accident, and you have the other situations that you've mentioned from time to time. So I feel like something is amassing. The King of Coins, like that other image of the King of Coins from a different deck, surrounded by books. So this is sort of about getting a handle on information and knowledge too that maybe supports the case or supports exploration of these matters. It's all about really strong decision making, basically going where you need to go. And so if suing or things of that sort, certain legal admonitions against other people are necessary to restore or to find where the kindness needs to happen from. And if it can't happen because of just out of the goodness of the heart, then financial or other compensations will also ease pain and make people feel better. So I feel like you're very entitled to the future work that may come from those situations. And it really is, I think, about turning what was a no-win situation or a sad situation into something that basically will be compensated.
I've added you to the list, Sile.
Hi.
So to me, this looks like really, you know, you not only have court cards here, Jamie, you have top of the court, you know, the king's court. You've got two kings, you've got a queen here, and I feel here this is saying there are some powerful forces here that are working on your side. But that doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be easy. I mean, the cross is here, which could indicate too that you still have some burdens, you know, to go through to achieve the rewards or the award that you're hoping to get. I think the prospects look very positive for you here.
The good thing too is that, and I don't know how soon things are going in front of a judge, but in the next 2 weeks, things with Mercury will stabilize, and
Yeah.
so that's bound. If anything is can be put off or not come due in the next 2 weeks, that'll be great. But even if it does, it may be part of the process of really figuring it out, because that's what the 2 weeks shadow post Mercury retrograde means, is that sometimes you realize what the situation was really about and what you were supposed to learn from it.
Yeah, so this is a very interesting read overall, I have to say. So I hope it's true. It just seemed to point this way. I mean, I wouldn't have gone this way necessarily when you ask a general reading, you know, but to me, it all revolves around that. And to me, it looks like you're maybe looking either at a settlement here or things, you know, powerful forces working in your favor to try to achieve, you know, something good for you because of what you have gone through. So I like it either way.
Good luck.
Wishing you luck with
Yeah,
that.
keep us updated on
Yeah,
how it works out.
absolutely. Good luck with that.
All right, now we're on Shirley. And Shirley wants to know if she will have the same amount of weight loss within the next 1 to 2 months or so.
Well, good luck, Jamie.
I love hearing stuff like that. I almost felt like the King of Cups indicates that maybe in addition to whatever else happens, I get the feeling like the sheriff is going to maybe admit his mistake or offer some sort of apology of some sort. I'm not sure why it just crossed my mind.
All right, Shirley, we're going to do a yes no for you and check on the weight loss and progress.
Wow. What a rip.
Huh. Jeez.
No wonder you're upset. I'd be upset. Thank you, Namira.
Everybody's so supportive here. It's really
We
wonderful.
appreciate that too.
So wonderful.
So, you know who hasn't been here this afternoon?
Tara.
And therefore, Sunny.
That's right. That's right.
We were speculating earlier whether Sunny would show up. We just had a feeling like maybe he wouldn't, and it seems to be true.
There was a way I was thinking of enticing Sassy here, but
You're
I
welcome, Sheila.
decided not to do it. Whenever we have a snack bag of any sort and she hears the rumpling and crinkling of it open, she's got to come and start harassing us for a piece.
Yeah.
That's Sassy.
All right, Shirley. Oh, you're going to count
Oh, yeah, I am. Thank you. Sorry.
them.
Thank you.
And this is the very old three aces, a yes or no meaning I learned. I learned it like literally 1976 from another card reader I knew. And it was just a spoken oral tradition. But 10 or 20 years later, I noticed it was in somebody's book. So it is an actual reading that ended up being published.
The print on this is kind of small, so I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Well, it's leaning towards no, but it's not a definite no. So there's some admonitions here for you to think about in your journey here to try to lose that extra weight. You did get the Ace of Swords pretty quickly in the first pile here. But that's the only ace you've got, so that's why it's leaning towards no. And here is the advice. We've got the Fool reversed, and we have the Hierophant upright.
Wow, boy, that sounds very contradictory in a way.
Oh, no, it's perfect.
Okay, you'll explain that
I
then in a
will.
moment. We also have the letter and the crossroads. And the crossroads is before the letter. Well, after.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. We'll think about that a moment here. But, you know, when I look at, you've got two major arcana here. And so this is kind of very important message for you, Shirley. If you really want to lose the weight, you can't be reckless about this. You can't just, sometimes too, we try so hard to lose weight. We may do things like fast more than we should. And then, of course, we might binge because now we're really hungry, right? You know, we might get off track. Or you might think, oh, well, I could just take this indulgence today and make up for it tomorrow, that kind of thing. No. The Hierophant says if you want to be successful, you have to be disciplined about this. You have to be disciplined about this and not take any reckless, careless chances. That's why this was so good.
Okay, I can see that now. And, you know, as a person, I have a family where I'm the only one not diabetic out of six people. And two of my siblings have had the gastric bypass surgery and ended up losing weight, and that was great. And I love my siblings and my family. But sometimes people have to realize that you didn't get that way overnight, so you're not going to undo that overnight too. So this is talking about just a sensibility of the approach,
Being responsible,
being responsible, and you know, going for the idea that you know a half a pound a week is better than 2 pounds this week, but then you gain 3 pounds next week or something like that.
And here's the other thing about this, I think the Hierophant is also saying, okay, you've lost 18 pounds or whatever it was. Do what worked for you. Continue doing what worked for you. Don't try something new and experimental, but if something's helped you get that far, then continue on that path. Now I know you might be taking something that may be helping you, a weight loss drug or whatever the case may be, but do the other things that supplemented that may have been working for you. Watching what you eat, how much you eat, and like you said there, you be careful about those little triggers, those emotional triggers for you. That when things go wrong, you just want to, not binge eat, but sympathy eat.
Well, here's a bottom line, quote unquote, which is that the way you ask the question, the way we interpret it, it doesn't mean you won't lose anything in the next 30 to 60 days. You just may not get to the target you mentioned in the question.
I
So
suspect that's the case. And
I suspect that's the case too.
because I was thinking that way. Well, you're going to lose something because you probably have some plan in place here, but it may not totally meet the mark that you had hoped it would.
So let's look at the Lenormand. It's the crossroads in the letter. I don't know. I'm looking at the letter as maybe something that indicates a sense of an achievement or the sense of being noticed in some way. So this could be saying to me that you have to do this for yourself, not because of other people's expectations. Somebody noticing you, or noticing that. And so you're at that point of saying, what do I really want for me? Not for somebody else's expectations or for this set of considerations. What do I want for me? What's good and safe and proper for me?
Well, I'm looking at the letter a little bit differently. Like the letter would be something tangible, something in writing or, documented. And I feel here that, choose to make a solid plan for yourself if you want to lose this weight. I mean, go back and look at what worked for you and incorporate that if you think there's something you need to add, but maybe formulate a clear plan for yourself. If you have to write it down, maybe there's a goal each day, or maybe there's a certain meal plan you want to do for your week ahead. Sometimes those kind of things can make all the difference too. So I think the crossroads is choosing the right path for you to make, and documenting it to make it work for you.
Thanks for chiming in, Namira. Appreciate the other perspective too. And I totally agree.
All right. Ah, that's what we have for you. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
Mysterious Queen is up. All right. Okay, that was my deck, so you will be.
Yes, there it is. May I please ask, will my person give me a marriage commitment in the future? Because he seems interested in me. Alrighty.
All right.
I'm going to use the Nefertiri Egyptian.
We can do a yes, no if we need to.
Yeah, if it's vague at all, we will do that.
The shorter one. All right. Where's Kara? Kara missed happy hour yesterday. Now she's missing the show today. I was just checking to see if my Amazon thing was coming because I don't want it to sit outside, but it's not here yet. It's very hot here today. It's funny. it says that the air quality for the first times in weeks is very good. However, it
It's
feels like
boiling.
it's 95 degrees out there right now.
All right.
So I'd fry like an egg if I sat out there.
It's the Nine of Pentacles and it's upright.
Oh, that popped out. I guess I'm going to keep it.
It's the reversed Five of Wands.
Oh,
It's the reversed Wheel of Fortune. Nine of Pentacles is upright.
the reversed Five of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune is reversed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Five of Wands is reversed. Oh. Let me put these out there so you can see.
Horsey ladies.
Yeah.
Harvey and Jamie's talking about horses. Just a little bit. All right.
All right, Shirley, take care.
Yes.
Have fun. All right.
Have a lovely day.
I'm looking at the Lenormand. I want to start there first because I think you are at least going to have an opportunity to find out more about your person, maybe get to know them better, or they you for that matter. I see the book here and I see, your person. So I get the feeling that you're going to find out more, get to know more about them. I
And we went to the
start-
Lenormand first.
Yeah, I did the Lenormand first because I'm not exactly sure where I want to go with those other cards.
Well, I like the Nine of Pentacles
I do
because I
too.
think it indicates a sense of security and comfort. And maybe that's really a motivation behind your person. But there still may be some other obstacles happening. Some of them could be timing, the Wheel of Fortune. Like maybe they need something to be a certain way, a certain sense of something happening or a certain sense of timing. And I don't know why, but I get the feeling like it involves somebody else in their sphere of people. Like, are they waiting for somebody to
Oh,
be healthy enough to come to a wedding or something silly like that? Do they want certain conditions to be prevalent when they're ready to do this? There's also this question of what the Five of Wands reverse means, because sometimes I sort of feel like it means people who can't find a way to work together, but sometimes I feel the opposite, like maybe it
right.
shows breakthroughs.
Right. I'm a little bit mixed because of that Five of Wands, but we are going to do a yes, no, too, to see if we can clarify this, I think. I like what Mr. O said in the beginning here because I felt similarly that I think, they're being nice to you or they seem like they're interested in you because they feel comfortable around you. I like that. I do. They feel a sense of comfort and good things coming, and that's something that can be built on. That's pretty good. But that Five of Wands is kind of confusing to me, and it could go either way. It could indicate that this person may decide to move on to, despite their feelings for you. Maybe they just don't feel that translates into a lifelong commitment. Or it could be that they feel that, well, maybe we have some differences here, but we can work our way through them. And I kind of feel like that comes from getting to know each other more. So there really is an impetus here to get to know each other more. It may be saying right now the Wheel of Fortune being reversed might just be saying the time is not right now to ask this question. It's more a matter of trying to get to know each other even more, more intimately. And I'm not saying like, have sex or anything. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, get to know each other more deeply. Let's put it that way. Before you can really decide, and before even that person can decide if they want to go that route with you.
Should we still try the yes or no?
Yes,
All right. Do you want to shuffle two?
I will.
And this will be the short version.
Yep. Hang on a minute.
And I want to thank everybody who's just being kind in our chat room and supportive of each other. Very much appreciate that. It's what we like. and horses.
Horses. Yay! Hooray for horses. I think horses are absolutely majestic creatures. But I've never been deeply into horses, you know?
Hmm.
I think I've only ridden them maybe twice in my life. Um,
Yeah, I have
I don't know of any really good reason for that, but I do admire horses. I think they're
Well,
amazing.
depending on where you grew up in Detroit, that's definitely more of a country suburban kind of hobby. And we were Detroiters, so our opportunities were a little removed.
Well, Detroiters' idea of horsepower is a little bit different, you know. We're the automotive capital of the world after all. So
Horsepower means something different.
yeah. Although Mustang cars, I had a friend with a great Mustang car. Loved driving in that.
There's a large island park that has existed for over 100 years, Belle Isle. It's larger than Central Park in New York. And a long time ago, they used to have pony rides, but it kind of got old because the ponies were absolutely not great. They should have been retired. And it's the major arcana, so it means good luck. It's the Hermit reversed.
We can't seem to get an answer here. And you know what? I think for now, this person is trying to avoid the commitment, the idea of commitment for now. Again, see that Wheel of Fortune was there reversed too. And I'm thinking the Hermit reversed is kind of reinforcing that because the Hermit can mean a variety of different things. One of the interpretations of the Hermit is he's afraid to come out of his cave because he doesn't want to face something right now. So, what could it be? It could be this idea of getting too close to somebody to commit right now. And that doesn't mean that it's anything personal to you. It just may be that they're just not ready for that right now.
I think back to that Nine of Pentacles, that was really the supremely best card. There was a sense of comfort and a sense of um, protectiveness, security. And that's maybe what you have to have at this time being, that maybe depending on where you're at from either cultural, religious, or whatever points of view, if you're willing to let him lead the charge here, or maybe if it's appropriate for you to. I mean, because I know you've talked about them before. I don't believe this is a very new relationship. It's just something, that maybe you have to feel it out a little bit better, as we're saying.
I think you just have to explore, your friendship relationship more. And in time, this person may in fact come around. It's really, they do have good feelings about you. So it is nothing personal, I feel. So I want to wish you luck with that. Good luck with that.
Alrighty.
And Shreya is up.
Is it Treya? I wasn't sure.
Well, there's my list.
Shreya, did you come back to us? I don't think you did.
Well, maybe not, but I have them on the list again.
All right.
Remember?
Well, Shreya, if you're here,
We'll take your question now, and if not, we're going to move on.
and I'll just mention that this has been a relatively free of bickering day, so maybe it's time for us to start.
Well, I don't know what to bicker about. Should I tell you that there's possibly a deck coming with my personal product that I bought?
No. I will mention that I did an unboxing for the new deck Agatha All Along, based on the Disney Marvel character.
Well, that's nothing to bicker about.
So you can check that out. You're right. And I will expect to start using it in readings soon. I like it. It's kind of an interesting deck, definitely. It just sort of deals with the Disney TV show that was pretty interesting and definitely successful.
Nice.
All right.
Well, I still plan on doing my unboxing of the food deck. I am going to do that. And also, I have a couple other videos I'd like to get out this month for part of our anniversary. I talked to Mr. O about one before, but he probably forgot because I never followed up on it. So I'll either include him on that one when I'm ready to do it, or it might be just one of my own. We'll see.
All right. I guess we're going to move on from Shreya to Cherry
Yeah, we got nothing to
Blossom.
fight about. And he can't argue with me about decks. I really have lightened up a lot on decks, whether he thinks so or not.
Well, all I know is that any deck you get is a potential deck you will give to me.
I was already
Because
thinking of giving another deck to you, too. I was. And it's one I've only used a few times that I just got in this last year.
all right, it's your deck.
All right, it is my deck. All right, let's see what I've got.
And Cherry asks, what is coming in for them?
Which one shall I use?
Sure. Kamir, Kickmir, KCMR. We can add you.
KCMR.
I believe
Okay.
we're at the bottom of our
Yeah,
list
that's
too.
probably about as much as we're going to be able to do, I think.
Let's close it.
So we'll put you on the list, KC.
KCMI.
I'm going to post it again.
And then
I'm going to take
closing it.
Shreya off because Shreya is gone. Well, we might be able to take one more because Shreya is gone, but well, let's close the list and see.
I've closed the
what
list. If
pops up.
Shreya does show up, maybe we'll
Yeah.
let them in. I'm not sure. It depends on the time.
All right, we are on Cherry B.
Hi, Cherry. And Cherry wants to know what's coming in for them.
All right, let's see what we've got.
And KCMR, add a question if you don't mind. That way we don't have to waste a lot of time asking it later or looking for it.
Or just make sure you're here when we get to you on the list because we'll have to close the show. You're the last one. And I am going to put the list is closed up here.
You can put your question down, but we're still about 2 away from you, Sonali. But go ahead and do that.
Yep.
That way we have it.
Once we have your question, if you have to leave, we will take it in the order that's, in the
You may have to navigate back to it.
So, but if you don't leave your question, just be sure you're here because we'll have to move on like we did for Shreya. All right. Oops.
Thanks, Sonali.
So, yes, did I pin that message? I did. Okay.
All right. What's coming for Cherry Blossom?
Yep. Wow. Did you have a really great reading from us last time? Somebody did, but you are starting off pretty darn good here.
The 9 of Cups.
Are we doing my reading? I guess we are. What's coming towards?
Okay.
So let's see. What's coming towards you is the potential to manifest something you truly want in life right now. Whatever it is, big or small, all you have to do is start putting your will, your desire, roll up your sleeves a little bit, put in the effort, and it could possibly happen for you. There is potential here. The universe is giving you a green light to move on something that you desire.
Well,
Or someone.
we do hope it's only good news, but we can't guarantee that. But having said that, I think that the general question, what's coming in for you, something that basically expresses the idea of what you would wish for. If it's not what you have actually wished for, it is theoretically what you would have wished for, the kind of happiness or joy or something happening you wanted. Why is it important?
Well, why is it important?
Because maybe it hasn't been this way all the time.
Exactly.
The Wheel of Fortune says that maybe sometimes luck hasn't always favored you.
I think it's important that you have this possibility now because the timing hasn't been so right as it is right now.
Yeah.
The timing is better now. Maybe you felt that, you missed some opportunities to get something off the ground, whether it's a relationship or a career job or anything else that you want in life. But now maybe the wheel is turning. Even though this is reversed, it's important what position it came up in this reading, right?
Where will this lead? The sun.
Wow.
It's almost as good as the
Success.
card, really.
Success. No. What are you going to throw at us? Oh, that's all right.
There's
Maybe.
a snake in the sun home. All
Okay.
right, we're gonna spin it.
No. Yeah, I think so. Um, I think so. It looks as though, if you do start initiating and working on what it is you truly want to manifest, you will have a successful outcome. You will definitely, it's like the universe is saying, hey, don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for 2 weeks from now. Don't wait for a month from now. Start working on this now. Just make your goal, your dream, your vision, your passion a priority, because now's the time. Things weren't good in the past, but now is the time. And it will turn out successful. So why do you have the Lenormand here? I think it's because, you know what? Just don't let your guard down. Just don't get too comfortable and complacent, okay? There may be little things that burble up, and you've got to keep your eye on the prize, all right? So you can betray yourself by allowing yourself to get too comfortable and confident. Just keep at the work.
That's exactly how I would have spun those. The idea that maybe feeling too comfortable is what will deceive you into feeling like
Kira, we're going to add you because somebody didn't show, Shreya. So we're going to add you to the list, okay? I'm glad you made it.
I care. And you're welcome, Mysterious Queen. Our pleasure. But no, Cherry Blossom, it seems like really the flow is very great. It's leading you towards, the sun, as the idea of the expression of your desire. The sun means knowledge of things important to you. The sun means, belief in love, belief in the happiness that children can bring, things like that. So the only thing that really works against it is the idea that maybe if you're complacent or if you feel that, you don't believe it can really happen. So it's about your sense of belief too. Believe it can happen.
So now the list is closed with Kara, but that's it. That's so funny. We were talking about you, Kara,
We were talking about you.
but Sunny has not been around, and we figured it was because of you. I was gonna almost do something to entice Sassy to come down, but I didn't. Um, I have a way of doing that, I guess, but I'm not going to do it today. We'll try it on a different show sometime just for fun.
So, Cherry, are you walking on sunshine then?
Kara?
I'm sorry, Cherry.
Cherry. We're on Cherry's reading. This is an awesome reading, Cherry, but like I said, don't get too cocky, don't get too complacent. Remember, I'm saying the time is right to work on manifesting what you desire. It's up to you to see it through to its successful conclusion. And the universe is saying, we'll support you in this. It may not have been good timing before, but it certainly has shifted now. So good luck with that. All right.
Kara, can you manifest Sunny coming down? He's
I
upstairs
think
somewhere.
I'm going to do it anyway because I'm evil. Not that, not Sunny, but I'm going to see what happens. I want to see if I am right. Shall I?
So we are on Tanya.
Could you take camera off a moment?
Uh-huh.
Why don't you do an announcement or two?
Alrighty, well, don't forget, everybody, we are back on Thursday from 7 to 9. There it is on our schedule. Also, too, if you weren't there this morning, our Material Matters with Banshee was well attended and we had a lot of fun. It's great financial information, economic information, etc. for every sign of the zodiac. So check that out. Now, on Happy Hour this next week, we will be later. We will be at 4 p.m. I should update that right now, but I'm not gonna. I am not gonna. And also, Sunny, Sunny, come my fuzzy. Aw, you'll hear that. And of course, there's always my other show, the Emotional Exchanges. What is the vibe for the week for each sign? And will they be lucky in love, romance, etc.? I hear what you're doing, but I don't think it's working.
We'll see. We'll see. But you're probably right. That Sassy's getting too smart for me. Hang on. Okay. The evil cheesy poof bag was opened and cheese puffs and Sassy, it's like a magnet for her to come out and try to
When she's
get
asleep,
some from us.
passed out
But maybe
upstairs.
it's not going to work today. Literally yesterday, that's exactly what happened. I took some out and I knew she was going to sneak out to find me.
So
So what I did was I put the water faucet on really loud to drown out the sound of me opening the bag, put them on a plate, and she was upstairs somewhere sleeping, but honest to goodness, somehow she knew anyway and came running down here to harass me. So I will be surprised if she doesn't show up, but oh well.
Well, I'm looking for your question, Tanya.
Oh, did Tanya not leave a question?
I didn't say that. I said I'm looking for it.
Okay, I'll look too.
Why, thank you.
Now that
I
I
didn't
have
even
it.
see where they came in.
So I do think they may have. Let's see. I'm still not back
think they
far
did too.
enough. Maybe you're right.
What
though.
are the feelings of S for me? We met a few days back and started dating, but nothing is official yet.
Ah, I see it. Okay.
Very good. Okay. I'm going to use my
We got you, Tanya. Well, now I've got this orange stuff. It's going to get on my fingers. It didn't work.
There's an orange dust of death all over the cards.
Oh, cool, Kara. I guess I missed some of them. I'll have to look for them. So, current feelings of S. What you got?
The star reversed. The Knight of Swords reversed. Strength reversed. Wow, I don't like those.
No.
The dog and the tree. So the cards in the Lenormand are kind of contradictory in a way to each other.
I think that the star is indicating they're not sure totally how they feel about you. They're not sure, what the future holds here. I feel there's some ambiguity here. It's not necessarily a negative, but, they're kind of, their feelings are kind of mixed. And maybe they're a little confused and they don't, um, they may be worried about moving too fast.
I agree. Or that in fact this is a reflection that in some respects they want to move faster.
Oh,
Because you
maybe.
ask what their feelings are, so maybe they feel they need to move faster, but it could also be a check against them too, saying that they realize if they move too fast, they might be awkward
Right. Or it may come off as
off-putting in
being
certain ways.
right, aggressive, especially with strength
Yeah.
reversed.
So I guess maybe what's going on here is that they do have feelings for you, but they're not sure how assertive or aggressive they should be towards moving towards something more official, as you say.
Right. And I'm looking at the Lenormand, and I think that it's possible here that this is a kind of situation that could grow in time. You know, you've got friendship and loyalty here and trust. I think trust has to be built between the two of you and a kind of a bond that comes from, you know, camaraderie and friendship and feeling like you can trust one another, you know, like friends do. And so it may take time to develop this. I feel like, yes, these aren't the most positive cards, but they're not the most, how do I want to say this, Tanya? They're not ones that indicate to me that maybe nothing can happen here. I think that something could develop in time, but maybe not to rush things too much.
There's nothing even like red flags here to watch out for.
Yeah.
It mostly seems like maybe they need to get to know you better and maybe they need to get more of the sense of your feelings too. Maybe something that will make them feel like they don't have to be more assertive
Uh,
if they don't really need to be.
we are reading for
Ah,
you, Tanya.
yes, we
So
are
I do
reading.
feel here that yeah, the age gap. Well, I that may play a role in this. Maybe why why they maybe don't want to move too quickly. Um, I think it
Or that they do, because I'm sort of
or
feeling,
that they do.
or that
Maybe
they
they do.
have an internal discussion about that.
I think you really need to grow this a little bit longer to see where it's going to lead. But and also whether this is really right for you or not. An age gap is not a big deal, right? If you are compatible and you have the same aims and goals in life, but otherwise it could be problematic.
I think you feel like you could be friendly with them, that you feel like there would be a loyalty and that there would be growth, but you need to feel that from them too. And so their feelings from theirs, they haven't really totally formulated it yet, Tanya. It may feel like with the star reverse, like maybe they are looking at the fact that the 20-year gap does sort of mean there's a destiny gap between you. The person who's 20 years older may feel they'll get too old for the relationship. I mean, that's maybe not realistic, but maybe it is.
Let's do a yes no on that
Yes, let's
last
do that.
part here. She's asking, do they have real feelings or like me?
We're going to do a quick yes or no.
Quick yes no and see what we get.
It feels like that, but let's do something definitive.
It feels like maybe there's something here, but I didn't get a lot of feeling off those cards. Real emotional
That's fair.
feelings. So let's see if we can get anything here or not.
Do you want to shuffle too?
It does sound like it could grow in time. Maybe feelings could grow in
You're
time, but
welcome.
well, now Sassy has made me look like a liar. Or maybe she still remembers the other day when I did that, and she figures I'm not going to give her any.
When they sleep upstairs where it's a lot warmer,
Yeah.
and I get the feeling like they just like laying there in that heat.
I don't know why.
I
It's
don't
pretty
know why
cold
either.
there.
I
Yeah.
really don't know why. All right. Um, what do you think? The Chariot is a major arcana, so it means good luck. So it means it's kind of up to what we feel here. Um, I feel the Chariot says you are somebody he wants to move towards,
I think he
pursue.
definitely wants to move towards you. Now, the chariot, on some level, has some feeling attached to it. There's a drive or a motivation, to move in a particular direction. So I do think this could be indicating that they are motivated to, have a relationship with you, and they must feel some sort of passion towards that, for this card to come up here. So it's saying good luck. It's kind of still more neutral, but I do feel like maybe, again, this may come from the fact that, more feelings will develop over time.
I agree.
So I don't see any red flags here per se.
Nope.
But it wasn't, like the most positive start. So I think it's going to take some time to really see if this is going to go in the direction you want. And if you really feel that they care about you on that, emotional level. So good luck with that. I wish the cards could be more specific, but today that's what they've got for you.
And it's Sonali. And Sonali asks about what's going to happen in their love life. What's coming in my love life?
Okay.
Good question. That's going to be your deck.
All right. I'm going to use the mermaid. Maybe it's, well, she should know that Sunny's up there. I was thinking maybe she just assumes Sunny's down here on the set, so she can't get any.
I couldn't see Sonny upstairs where he was hanging out at. I have a feeling he's under the chaise lounge,
Could be.
lying there in an abject heat, like the others are. I don't know what it is about them and lying in the heaty sun.
If I had all that fur, I would not want to be up there. That's all I'm saying.
They don't feel heat the same way we do.
Okay, Temperance is reversed. Ah. Six of Pentacles is reversed. But the King of Swords is upright. In
Lenormand, we have the whip and the bear.
Well, I almost get the feeling, Sonali, that if something could be germinating here, but I'm not sure it's really that great in my mind. And it's largely, the King of Swords is in his good aspect here. That is the King of Swords, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's in his good aspect here. But I feel like maybe in this case, because of some of the underlying cards here, especially with the whip and the bear, that they might be really assertive and pushy with you. You got to be aware that they may not be a bad person per se, but they're really going to try to push things a little bit too fast, maybe, and aggressively. So, you might want to watch this one and make sure this is somebody that, really is good for you, because it's going to throw you off balance a little bit. I do think somebody could be coming in, rushing into your life and wanting to just move things along, putting a little bit of pressure on you to do so, and it's going to throw you off balance a little bit here. And did I say that's the Six of Pentacles reversed? I believe I did.
I said it was, or
Yes.
you did, yeah.
I did. Six of Pentacles reversed also indicates to me again, there's a power imbalance going on here. They're coming on a little bit too strong, and it's making you feel maybe a little bit vulnerable and like, is this person going to be like this throughout our relationship, So I would try to take it a little bit slow with this one and make sure, that they're really right for you.
There's something that's kind of masterful about this person that may be moving towards you, but I get the feeling like, the arrangement between you may be very one-sided in some respects.
Right.
that maybe, depending on where they're coming from in their culture or their beliefs, that they may feel they need to be more the in charge person. I'm seeing a lot of that there. And so that they may decide, things need to be done their way or on their timetable. This may make you feel like there isn't enough sharing in the relationship,
Yeah.
or that things are equitable enough, and maybe giving you a feeling like, you're not really in a balanced relationship. It's hard to say that I see anything really moving from this definitively towards, a conclusion. So I'm not
Right.
sure if I feel this is a permanent relationship or something that's just going to happen in your love life, quote unquote.
Right. I do feel here that that's a little bit up in the air to me, whether the relationship, you know, it dials down, it settles down or not. But I really feel in the beginning here, you're just going to be put off by their rather coming on too strong and also being a bit maybe righteous about the way things should go. And so you have to decide, of course, if that suits you or not. So I wish you luck with this one.
Good luck, Sonoma.
I don't know if I can say much more about this other than the fact that they definitely have a lot of power and authority. So it wouldn't surprise me too, Sonelli, if this is somebody who has some, if they're not a business owner, they have some leadership or things that they are in charge of.
Standing or
They're
position in
used to being
community.
in charge and in control. So good luck with that. That was a fast one, but I mean,
Yes, I mean, not necessarily. I mean, it depends on what you want, really. It does seem like maybe they want to be more the boss and not necessarily an equal partner.
right. It's one thing I understand some relationships and some customs, that hierarchically, the man rules the household or the certain partner rules the household, etc., makes the rules. But some people can be more demanding and self-serving in that regard than others. And I'm kind of getting that feeling here off the cards. So if that doesn't sound like the kind of relationship you like, then it's not good for you, I would say. But then again, maybe they come on strong, but it's something that can be tempered over time. So don't just jump right into a commitment with this person. Make sure you really get to see what they're truly like and that before you make a judgment. Okay? I hope that helps. Good luck with
Good
that.
night, Jackie. I know it's late there, so of
Take care,
course, have
Jackie.
a great evening. Rest of it.
All right, we're on Namira now. Hi, Namira.
And I know you gave us a question too. What do you see coming in love for me, Namira? Thank you.
All right.
All right. And is that my deck?
That is. I just got done with mine.
All right. So I'm going to go back to my English Magic Tarot. You're welcome, Sonali.
Oh, none of the cats are coming out today. I'm shocked.
They're mad at us.
No, they're not.
They're all dozing in the sun.
You're welcome, Sonali.
All right. Namira, you have the Star.
Great. Nice.
You have the King of Cups. Upright. These are both upright. The Star is upright, the King of Cups. And you have the Knight of Swords upright.
Wow.
So it almost looks like a whirlwind kind of thing there. The Knight of Swords
So what's
talks
the
about
question exactly? Just what's
coming in the love life.
Okay, that's good. Go
Can we
ahead.
back to that again.
No, that's
To make
fine.
sure, I just want to make sure. What do you see coming in love life? So I see something that sort of kind of moves quickly. The Knight of Swords is a quick mover. Somebody who's very goal operated. So if this is a possible relationship coming towards you, it's somebody who really could be really interested in the idea of connecting with somebody, having dates, etc. The King of Cups represents a really kind, beneficent person. It's possible that they could be older than you, but what they may lack in relative age, and I'm not saying for sure they're older, they make up for with true kindness, generosity. There's somebody you feel you could even learn from in a way too, all things being equal. And then the star, of course, does itself talk about, something that really seems destined or fated or good juju, good destiny feeling about it, like something really positive could happen.
Well, this looks pretty good on the surface here, I would say. There's like somebody who comes into your life rather quickly, rather abruptly. Let's just put it that way. I don't know how quick, but when they come in, it's almost like, hey, let's go out, or, they're very
Love at first sight or
kind of
immediate
entranced
reaction.
with you right away. They want to get to know you more, and they feel good. And I do feel the King of Cups here could indicate the person. They're either your age or maybe slightly older, I feel. Um, and they have a heart of gold in a way. They really do have a heart of gold. They're very caring. They're rather sensitive. They could be a water sign. They could have those watery emotional aspects in their chart at any rate. And I feel like, this is going to bring you a lot of optimism and hope. You feel like this is the one, or this is a really good thing for you. That's initial impressions. Are you done with the cards? You did them all? Okay, so why did I get this? I'm not sure.
It's the clouds and the stork.
So I don't know whether maybe you feel this might be too good to be true. There's some uncertainty or some confusion around this person or this new beginning and where it's going. So I'm a little bit confused by that because it sounds really good. I guess maybe what this is saying is, you know what? Don't don't be too fooled by what you see on the surface. Just make sure, in this new beginning, that you are looking at things realistically. It's really hard to do when we meet somebody seems very special. We want to believe they're perfect, that they're perfect for us, that they are the one. But, just make sure you're comfortable with them, that you really are comfortable with getting this off the ground. I see really definitely no super red flags here at all, other than, the clouds indicate some confusion or uncertainty. Maybe there's just some things that they are keeping hidden from you initially. And, I think ultimately this could be a really good thing.
I don't feel they're keeping anything from you. I think that
Okay.
these pertain more to you, that idea that maybe you believe like it's too good to be true, like something could move as swiftly and feel so good. It is maybe your
I
destiny.
know. Maybe you're going to
So
meet the one.
you may be going to meet the one or the one again,
I
depending on
wonder
where you are.
here if somebody isn't going to come into your life, and maybe the uncertainty is because it's slow to get off the ground as a love relationship. I mean, you meet them and there's an attraction between you, but there may be just some things that, slow it down. So you're not certain that this is really going to happen, but I think it's destined to happen. So I hope that's true. I wish you luck with that.
Good luck,
Wow.
Mira. Would like to see that. You'll have to let us know how it goes, please.
I mean, I don't expect this to be necessarily in a week or two. It
Right.
may take some time for this person to come into your life.
But when they do,
Yeah, but
they
when they
will
do,
probably
I
want to
think
move
it's
quicker.
really going to click. You're going to realize, although you're going to be a little bit uncertain at first as to whether this is going to go in the right direction. All right, we are on Sile. We're on our last three readings. So
Thank
we're going to
you.
go into a little overtime.
How does Alex feel about me then versus now? I never really knew his intentions, but I gave him a gift yesterday and I don't know how he feels about it.
And who is this
Okay.
again? Alex?
This is, well, she's asking about Alex.
Okay.
It's Sile Sibya.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
Is that your deck or mine?
Um, I I think it's
Yeah, because you had the clouds and the stork.
right.
There you are already.
All right. Yes, thank you for reminding me of that, because, yeah, I did pull those Lenormand. Oh, yeah, the Fool reversed. Ah, Five of Swords upright. This is so strange. The Six of Wands upright. What a mixed bag.
Over here in Lenormand land is the mice and the lily. So there are some mixed kind of ideas here.
Wow.
Thanks, Jerry, if you're taking off.
Take care, Cherry.
All right, so previously you had no contact for 5 months, but you're indicating that you gave him a gift yesterday. So you're wondering where that takes things or how it changes anything then versus now, as you say.
Well, what is that one again?
Six of Wands
Yeah.
reversed.
Um, upright. So
Upright. I'm sorry.
this is kind of an odd reading. It's really hard to wrap my head around it because, on the one hand, I feel here that there may be some divide between you that maybe is kind of insurmountable in some ways. It's really difficult to bridge, kind of to bring your two souls back together in harmony here. Now, the Fool indicates to me, okay, you gave the person a gift, that's fine, but don't behave too recklessly here or carelessly trying to make this work out because it just may not come to be. I feel here that maybe if anything were to turn this around, it may be through the influence of others. And I don't know how this makes sense, but I kind of feel that here, that victory can be achieved if other people, maybe, for example, talk to this person and say, hey, that person's really nice. Why aren't you hooking up with them? Or shouldn't this be the one for you or whatever? I mean, it almost seems like you need some outside support or intervention here in order to improve what's going on.
I'm wondering about that too. When I look at that full reversed, I get the feeling like somewhere in your association, your relationship, something really bad luck kind of happened, bad timing, or something that was really an unfortunate, unexpected thing happened. I'm not sure what that could be. There was a wide territory for that kind of stuff. And maybe that was the then. And now there is sort of the sense of really don't bother. The Five of Swords is sort of saying, like, if you come closer, I might have to mess with you, or if you come closer, it won't be good. That's really kind of what it's saying. So there's sort of like that person is like that, I think. And I agree with Banshee that maybe this person needs to see you from a different perspective. And that could be, maybe the idea that other people are able to vouch for you, or that in some way, something that can vouch for your better nature. The Six of Wands really looks like something is somebody everyone would like or would admire on some level. And so maybe you feel like it's been a real tragic bad luck thing that makes you feel like you're so not admired the way you should be, or that they can't come to that. I haven't done the Lenormand yet.
Yeah, the Lenormand is kind of problematic for me too. Now, mind you, the mice usually are temporary annoyances, but it's there with the lilies, and the lilies sometimes means long-term things. So how do I interpret that? I mean, long-term little issues will keep cropping up between the two of you. It almost seems like it really ties into this Five of Swords energy here. These issues that may divide you in some way.
Right. This is, whatever that was, that person probably just doesn't have the ability to forgive you or to forget and forgive the situation.
Well, I wonder here too if, right, that maybe whatever has happened that kind of caused you to not communicate in the past, there's still harboring something from that. Maybe it's something that they should let go of or move on from, but that Lily's almost makes it feel like it's stuck there. So I'm not sure if it's worth the time or energy to pursue this further. But see what the gift does, see if you get a response and a positive, thing that you can build from. But I'm not seeing it here. I'm not seeing it here right
The
now.
question was more asked about how Alex feels. So I think this does kind of line up that way.
Yeah.
And this could be their
Yeah.
feeling, saying like they feel like they've always been dealing with problems too. Like maybe that's their feeling too, was like there's just, and I'm not saying that's true, but it is what they're feeling,
What
maybe,
they're
is that they
feeling.
feel like,
That maybe things are more problematic than it's worth, and that,
yeah.
long haul, we just may not be able to get along. That may be how they're feeling. Uh,
So I would say, if nothing happens after the gift, it probably is a sign that you should just move on.
And now that I think about it, when I look at that Six of Wands in relation to how they're feeling about you, they may feel that that was very supportive of you to do it, to give them the gift. They may appreciate the support, but I'm not seeing anything here that really pulls things back together,
I don't either. I'm sorry.
unfortunately. So good luck with that. You might
Yes.
want to try to ask again, but
Maybe next week or
I think
sometime.
if you don't get a response after a certain amount of time too, that would be your answer.
A week to
So
10 days, no
yeah,
response means
yeah.
they're done.
So wish you luck with that.
You're welcome. And we would love to be wrong sometimes about some things.
Right. Please, yes. All right, we're on KCMR. Hello, KC.
Hi, KCMR.
Thanks for joining us.
I'm just looking back to see if they left us a question. It doesn't look like they have.
Nope, so we'll wait for your question.
We'll wait a minute or two. KCMR. And we will mention there will be an unhappy hour. It's as black as that screen you see there. Uh,
Oh,
just means some pictures didn't show up for some reason. But it
hmm.
will be this Saturday, probably in the evening. You will get a notice of when it will actually be, hopefully not before too long.
We'll give
So,
you another minute, KC, but then we're going to have to move on. It's possible you left.
and we're the gift of gab. We're gonna, keep going. So we're Gabby, and we understand that sometimes people maybe can't wait. Too bad. I think we should move on to Kara.
Nope. Just give me a minute. Last call for KCMR. Will it be? It'll be your deck anyway, so I'll put mine away. All right, Kara, we're going to do your question about the runes.
Changing question. Should I use my rune painting to make my own deck? Well, I know the answer to that. Of course.
I wish I could. I wish I had some art talent to make my own deck, but sadly, I do not.
We just know people who are too busy.
Yeah, I don't think that person who said they were interested in working with me ever got back. Morgan, was that who it was? Morgan?
It might have been them. They never did. You're
Yeah.
right. Hey, people are busy. And maybe they wrote the email down and they can't figure out why we're not answering their
True.
email. So if it's a vague answer, we will, of course, do the definitive somewhat yes or no. Three cards, Kara. First card is Temperance. Upright.
Hmm.
Like that version. And then the next card, we had this in an earlier reading. It's the Five of Pentacles upright.
Oh.
Genius is pain, Kara.
It's a lonely road you tread.
And the final one is the Hanged Man. You have to give until it hurts.
Well,
Maybe.
let's throw this out there too. I have my own ideas about this, what I'm about to give you.
Communication breakdown. The Whip.
You know, we probably will do a yes no to see what it says, but I think here you have temperance upright, and it is saying here you have to make sure that your ingredients, okay, your artwork, your knowledge of the runes, that everything you want to convey about that rune is displayed, in the art that you provide for it. There has to be that healthy balance and mix there. Temperance is the right mixture for the right alchemy, and I think here don't be too down on yourself. Well, actually, I want to hold that for the Lenormand. I'm going to go beyond the Five of Pentacles for a minute. So I want to go to the Hanged Man, because I think what the Hanged Man is saying is that you need to really, really think it through. It's possible here, as you throw out ideas and you do artwork, maybe right now is the time to spontaneously work on runes and just throw images out there to see what seems to mesh. But it may be that you'll have to give this more deep thought and determine if that's really, if that's the finished product, or if you need some refinement, if it needs something more. And maybe for that, you might want to get the outside opinions of others, whether they have knowledge of the runes or, probably knowledge of the runes, whatever, and to see if, you're hitting the mark. So it's going to take some objective thinking on your part and to do this. And I'm going to get to that. I'm going to let you go. If you want to include that with your reading, fine. But I want to kind of talk about these three together.
All right.
Right.
Well, there's a dichotomy to me between Temperance and the Hanged Man. Temperance is more or less saying when you're working with art, you find those abilities, those transformative qualities
It's going to
within
take trial and error.
within how you express the art. But the Hanged Man is saying you might have to go deeper than that. You might have to go more into yourself to really
Like that?
pull out the message of your art, what you're trying to convey with that. And so, like I said before, genius is pain. It's like, yes, in some ways, you really challenge yourself by finding out where you can really go with your artistic interpretations. What? It's here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Go on.
And so to me, then, I don't necessarily know I need to put those together, but I might coming back for them. the Five of Wands in the middle there
No,
between.
I thought you said it was the Five of Pentacles.
Sorry, it's the Five of Pentacles. Sort of suggests that this isn't something necessarily you find through your work in the real world. You might have to really kind of isolate yourself to get into yourself to find that message, those messages you want the artwork to contain. I don't know if that makes sense.
The Five of Pentacles really fits in with these three cards here. Or, I mean, with the Lenormand. Well, I'm calling them cards. So, here's the situation. I'm really looking at the birds as being social media and some of the negative things that can come out of social media. It can be harsh, it can be cruel at times, and it may not really reflect, the truth of what you're trying to do here. So if you throw things out there and you start getting negative responses, don't let that discourage you per se. Don't let that isolate you and make you feel like you are lacking in ability. Trust yourself here. Trust yourself. And also trust people, go to people who you can trust for really objective advice here, if you're looking for it.
Did the postman ring twice?
Oh, packages. Really didn't want them to sit out there too long because one is kind of a product. So the other could have, but anyway, boy, it's in there, I can tell.
So I didn't hear everything you said about the Lenormand.
Okay, let me go back because it's really about social media and the cruelty and negativity that can come from that. It can really hurt.
Goodness, yeah.
That whip can cut you. And so I'm just saying here, these communications can cut you if you're not careful. Don't let them discourage you, make you feel like you are less than. You should keep going with your plan. I really like the idea of you trying to do that, And I've seen some people with, like I've got that one deck that does runes along with other things. It's a tarot that also has some runic things in it. I really think there's some very creative things you can do, with the runes, other than just putting the image out there. It's the whole idea of what that rune conveys. So, you should keep at it. But the point to me is that temperance requires you to not just take the first thing that you do necessarily as what works. If you feel good about it, you feel like that's the one, fine. But sometimes things need refinement. Sometimes you have to add a little bit of this, a little bit of that to it to make it really work. So be willing to be an alchemist here and not be afraid to try something and say, well, maybe that's not right. Let me go back to the drawing board on that one. Don't be afraid of that.
I like what she said about the Lenormand. I feel that very strongly too. And I would just add that this sort of is indicating that you don't have any time for people who maybe are there just to miscommunicate about your intentions. They don't really know what you are, Kara. Even us, we don't really know what is in your artist's soul. We always want to encourage everybody, but not everyone will be like that. And so you need to basically ignore that. And that's maybe where the hangman comes in too. The idea that, you're selfless in the way that you are giving up for your art, and it doesn't matter what the others think.
And you know what? The internet is full of experts. Everybody thinks they know what's best for you. But only you know that, But the bottom line to me is too, this is a world now where people, especially you who have artistic talent, but now the point is too, if you're going to make a deck, you likely are going to have some kind of, if not book to go with it, some cheat sheets or something, some keywords even to get people, encouraged to use your deck. People need a guide, okay? So you have to consider that aspect of your project as well, or find somebody you can partner up with to do that for you. So that's my only caveat there. But I think here that, you're perfectly capable in this day and age. You can publish your own deck. So, you just have to be able to do your original artwork for it. And it's a great thing. You can go to printers and get the papers, the kind of card stock you need and all of that stuff to publish it on your own if you want. And if no publisher will take it. I love that option. And like I said, if I had artistic talent, I would do it, in a heartbeat to get a deck out there. But I don't have good artistic talent. I just have the writing. And I have the ideas. Hey, I can put clip art images together and people's images together to get the idea of what I want. So, I mean, you got a leg up there, and I would suggest playing with it. Why not? So many people do. Go for it.
All right, Karen.
I'm sorry. I went on, and it's time to go. What's in the bag?
It's 420. The dog tarot.
Do you know the cat tarot I have that's like this, the cute one?
Oh,
It's the same author.
oh, that's so sweet.
That's why I had to get it. The dog tarot.
You're welcome.
Seen on the show. All right, everybody.
That's rough.
That's me. You saying that's rough? Where are you going to put another deck? Rough. All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks for sticking with us today, those who have. Sorry for the people who left that we couldn't read for. Leave your questions next time, and we'll be happy to do it for you, and just dial back and see the readings. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your day or evening. And I'll see you